There comes a moment in every person's life when they realize that no matter how kind they are, no matter how much they sacrifice, and no matter how hard they try to please everyone, someone will still misunderstand them, criticize them, or fail to appreciate them. And that realization hurts, because from a young age, many of us are taught that if we are good enough, people will treat us fairly. If we work hard enough, they will recognize our value. If we love deeply, they will love us back. But life doesn't work that way. The Stoics understood something that most people spend their entire lives trying to accept. You cannot control how others see you. You cannot control what they think. You cannot control whether they respect you. You can only control yourself. Marcus Aurelius wrote that the opinion of another person is nothing more than their own perception. It belongs to them, not to you. Yet every single day, people destroy their peace because they are trying to manage things that were never under their control. Think about how much energy is wasted trying to explain yourself to people who have already decided not to understand you. How many sleepless nights are caused by a conversation that happened years ago? How many arguments continue inside your head long after everyone else has forgotten them? The truth is simple. Not every battle deserves your attention. Silence is often stronger than explanation. The strongest people in the world are not those who always have the perfect response. They are the people who know when no response is necessary. Imagine a mountain during a storm. The wind screams, the rain falls, the thunder shakes the sky. But the mountain does not argue with the storm. It remains exactly where it is. Your mind should become like that mountain, stable, calm, unmoved by temporary chaos. One of the greatest mistakes people make is believing they must react to everything. Someone insults them, they react. Someone ignores them, they react. Someone doubts them, they react. Soon, their emotions are controlled by everyone except themselves. Epictetus warned us that if someone can make you angry, they become your master. Think about that. The moment another person's words control your emotions, you hand them power over your life. Real freedom begins when you stop giving strangers the keys to your peace. This does not mean becoming cold. It does not mean becoming distant. It means learning the difference between caring and carrying. You can care about people without carrying their opinions. You can love people without needing their approval. You can help people without sacrificing your dignity. Many people spend years trying to earn respect. But respect cannot be forced. It cannot be begged for. It cannot be chased. The Stoics believed that respect is a byproduct of character. When you become disciplined, honest, reliable, and calm, people notice. And if they don't, it changes nothing. Because your value was never dependent on their recognition. Look at nature. The sun rises every morning. It does not ask for applause. The ocean creates waves without asking for permission. The stars shine without needing to be admired. They simply fulfill their purpose. Perhaps that is one of the greatest lessons we can learn. Do what is right because it is right. Not because someone is watching. Not because someone might reward you. Not because someone might finally appreciate you. There is another truth that many people avoid. Sometimes the people who disrespect you are not enemies. Sometimes they are friends. Sometimes they are family. Sometimes they are people you deeply love. That makes it harder. But the principle remains the same. You cannot force another person to see your worth. You can only refuse to forget it yourself. Never reduce your standards just to avoid loneliness. Never betray your principles just to fit in. Never become someone you dislike just to be accepted. Seneca once wrote that we suffer more in imagination than in reality. Think about how often this happens. Someone sends a short message. You assume they're angry. Someone looks at you differently. You create a story. Someone disagrees with you. You imagine rejection. Most suffering is not created by reality. It is created by interpretation. That is why the disciplined mind questions its own thoughts. Is this true? Or is this fear speaking? Is this reality? Or is this insecurity creating a story? The quality of your life depends on the quality of the questions you ask yourself. There is a reason ancient warriors trained daily, not because they expected battle every day, but because preparation creates confidence. Mental strength works the same way. You do not become resilient during the storm. You become resilient before the storm arrives. You build habits. You build discipline. You keep promises to yourself. You wake up when you said you would. You finish what you started. You exercise even when you don't feel like it. Little by little, you build evidence. Evidence that you can trust yourself. And when you trust yourself, the opinions of others become much quieter. Because confidence is not believing everyone will like you. Confidence is knowing that you will be okay even if they don't. One of the most powerful forms of revenge is improvement. Not because you want to hurt anyone, but because your energy is too valuable to waste on resentment. Imagine spending 1 year focusing completely on yourself, reading instead of arguing, training instead of complaining, learning instead of comparing, building instead of proving. How different would your life look? Most people want immediate results. The Stoics understood patience. A tree does not grow overnight. A strong body is not built in a week. A peaceful mind is not created in a day. Everything valuable requires consistency, and consistency requires sacrifice. You will have to let go of distractions. You will have to leave behind habits that keep you weak. You will have to accept that not everyone will walk with you. Growth is lonely sometimes, but loneliness is not always a punishment. Sometimes it is preparation. Sometimes life removes people so you can finally hear your own thoughts. Sometimes silence teaches lessons that noise never could. Never be afraid to stand alone. The oak tree stands alone. The mountain stands alone. The lion hunts alone. Strength often grows in quiet places. There is one final lesson: forgive. Not because people deserve it, but because your peace deserves it. Carrying anger is like drinking poison and expecting someone else to suffer. Let it go. Release what you cannot change. Stop replaying old conversations. Stop fighting battles that ended years ago. Stop giving yesterday permission to steal today. The past cannot be rewritten, but the future is waiting for your next decision. And that decision is yours. Right now, you can choose discipline over distraction, peace over chaos, growth over excuses, action over fear. You can choose to stop chasing respect and start becoming respectable. You can stop seeking approval and start building character. You can stop fixing the world and start fixing yourself. Because when you master yourself, very little outside of you has the power to break you. And one day, you will look back and realize that the people who doubted you were never your greatest obstacle. Your greatest obstacle was the voice inside your own mind that believed them. Silence that voice. Stand tall. Stay calm. Protect your peace. And remember this: the strongest person in the room is rarely the loudest. It is the one who has learned to conquer themselves. If this message resonated with you, consider subscribing and becoming part of this journey. Many people watch these videos without joining the community, but by subscribing, you help spread these ideas to others who may need them. Leave a comment below with these words: I choose peace over approval. And remember, your life changes the moment you stop trying to control the world and start mastering yourself.